Okay, so let's dive right in. You shared this excerpt about BTS member Jungkook's solo trip to the US. And right away, you get this picture of, well, just incredible excitement, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He arrives in New York and bang, the internet just explodes.
Totally. Everyone's guessing. Is it a concert, a talk show appearance, or maybe, some huge secret solo project?
That initial buzz is always massive.
It is. But what's really striking in the material you sent over is how fast that excitement turns. It pivots pretty quickly to highlight a really challenging side of things, deep concerns about privacy.
Exactly. And intrusive fan behavior, that comes up strong.
Yeah, the source mentions his bandmate Jin reportedly feeling, well, pretty uneasy about it.
Right, about sassy fans was the term used, and the whole invasive nature of obsessive fandom.
It frames this specific situation as like a window into that darker side to celebrity, especially in K-pop.
Definitely. So, okay, our mission for this deep dive, basically, is to take what these sources are telling us and really unpack what this whole incident reveals about those ongoing challenges artists face. Basic privacy and safety.
Especially with such intense fandom dynamics.
Right.
And the source material makes it super clear just how immediate that challenge became for Jungkook.
How so?
Well, it says, within hours of him landing quietly, photos started showing up everywhere online.
Wow, hours.
Yeah, and not just like random blurry shots from other passengers. The source emphasizes they were from private zones.
Private zones, okay, that's different.
Images that clearly weren't taken by regular airport goers. That's the quote.
So that immediately raises the question, right? How did people get photos from restricted areas?
Exactly. The commentary points towards maybe access to non-public flight info, or somehow getting into places fans just shouldn't be.
Reports suggested someone close to Hybe said his schedule was never meant to be public at this point.
Which just, really highlights the vulnerability.
Absolutely.
The fact these individuals, sometimes called sassings when they do this kind of tracking, were there, waiting. It just shows, as one comment put it, once again, how vulnerable these artists are, even halfway across the world.
It's quite unsettling. And Hybe labels, they responded fast, didn't they? According to the source.
Oh, yeah. Swiftly and strongly. They put out an official statement.
What did it say?
Basically warning against any form of illegal tracking, surveillance, or unauthorized sharing of his location.
Pretty direct.
And they even said they were investigating how the info got out and wouldn't hesitate to take strong legal action. Serious stuff.
And they backed that up too, right? With the actual, physical security.
Yep. Sources mention insiders reporting Hybe's U.S. security division was significantly reinforced.
Okay.
Jungkook reportedly now has a private security detail, trained specifically for things like flash mobs, potential stalkers, covert surveillance, the whole deal.
Wow. It's a shame it has to come to that, but necessary, I guess.
Seems so. But what's also really interesting in the sources is the fan reaction. From ARMY, specifically.
Ah, right. What was the feeling there?
A lot of shock, it seems. And real frustration aimed at the people doing this.
Understandable.
The hashtag #ProtectJungkook started trending. Lots of fans demanding platforms take down the illegally obtained pictures.
So a kind of counter movement within the fandom itself.
Exactly. You see fans actively trying to push back. Like, one account is quoted saying, if you truly love Jungkook, the first thing you should do is respect his space.
Makes sense.
Don't post airport photos. Don't track flights. Don't be part of the problem. Really clear calls to action.
Yeah, and there was another comment mentioned that really hit home, I thought.
Which one?
The one saying, he flew across the world to share something with us, and some people still treat him like an object. He's human, he deserves peace. That really sums up the core issue, doesn't it?
It really does. So if we look at the whole arc here, based on the sources, you start with this massive global excitement for Jungkook's trip.
Right, the buzz.
Which is almost immediately hit with this violation of his privacy. Leaked photos from private zones.
Yeah, that jarring shift.
Prompting a really strong, fast response from Hybe, more security, legal threats.
And alongside that, this powerful pushback from a big part of the fan base itself, demanding respect, calling for privacy for the artist.
So this one incident, even though it happened halfway across the world, it really throws a spotlight on that ongoing problem, what the sources call sassing.
And just how vulnerable artists can be to having their, personal space completely invaded.
It's a clear snapshot of that constant tension, isn't it? Between huge global fandom and just needing basic boundaries.
Absolutely. That tension is always there.
So thinking about that really poignant detail from the source, about some treating the artist like an object instead of a human who deserves peace, where do you, listening to this, think the line actually is? Between being a passionate, engaged fan and crossing over into behavior that's invasive? Something to think about.